In this video, I'm going to talk to you about 4 really key tips on how to become a better manager and leader of your people. It's a progression, it's a development, it's you future-proofing yourself. And the first one that's so important, but often we just don't have time to do it. Oh, my watch has gone. I'm always running out of time. It's the time to reflect. What's gone well? What hasn't gone so well? What can I improve on? And to take time out to reflect on these are really important, especially what's gone well. And then, what can I do to be better? And this often involves getting feedback. When we are reflecting, it's good to have conversations with others, perhaps people above. How do they see us? Perhaps other managers in our business. How do they see us? But also, very importantly, how do our team members see us? What do they think of us? Do we give them the right information? Do we provide them with enough feedback? Do we listen enough? And these are great ways of developing ourselves by getting some good feedback. But we need to create time to reflect on these and have these conversations. I'm not necessarily a big fan of big 360-degree appraisal reviews where you get these anonymous quotes from people around the business. I think, if people got something to say, they should say it, and we should go to them and say, look, can you give me some feedback on how you feel? And to start with, your team will be, not really sure about this. But if you do it on a regular basis, they'll get to realise that you're doing it with the best intentions to improve and develop. And if they see that you do listen to them and you do action on what they say, they will respect you for this and continue to provide you with feedback. But obviously, if you ignore it and rubbish them and tell them that they're wrong, well, you know which way that's going to go. So please create time to reflect, looking at what's gone well and what we can improve on. After all, in the sporting world, I think they're rather good at this, knowing what they're good at and what they need to improve. And it's important to get feedback, and sometimes from above, a bit of tough love, and perhaps get them to sort of talk to you about how they feel that you need to develop and grow. Not always from your immediate manager, but perhaps other senior directors and other managers in the business. So create time to reflect. Number 2 is actually about getting a mentor, not necessarily within the business, but perhaps people outside the business. A mentor is somebody that can provide advice, guidance, get you to think about things that you haven't even thought of. Now, I'm not saying you have to necessarily create a formal mentor and a mentoring program. I actually sort of class it as sort of upping your inner network of your contacts. Now, your inner network is, say, 5 or 6 people that you can really trust and you can go to for advice, and they will get you to think about how the market's changing, how your job is changing, what artificial intelligence is going to do to the business. And this will give you new ideas, not necessarily from within your business, but from outside your business, and get you thinking differently. And this is a great way to develop as a manager and a leader, and it'll generate new ideas. There may be certain programs you can sign up to with other managers, and if you're particularly new to manager, try and contact and connect with other managers. How do they feel things are going? Create your inner network, because as we've always said, managing can be lonely. You've got people from above looking down at you saying, sort it out, that's why I pay you. You've got other managers from other areas saying, well, that's your job, sort it out. And then you've got your team looking up at you going, well, you're the manager, you sort it out. So who do you go to for a bit of advice and support? We all need our inner network. I have my inner network of people that I can go to and be frankly honest with and have conversations. They challenge me, get me to think differently, and it improves me in running my business and as a manager and a bit of an entrepreneur in doing all the things that I do. So we do need this feedback, and getting a mentor and developing your inner network is absolutely essential for your development and progression to make you a better manager and leader in the future, so you can future-proof yourself. Thanks for being with me, and because of that, in the link box below there's a free download to help you in your journey of future-proofing yourself and developing your personal development plans. So enjoy it, let me know what you think. Any questions, always get in contact. The number 3 tip to develop you in being a better manager and leader is totally understand your business. Now this may sound, obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people I go and talk to in businesses when I'm coaching and doing management development programs and say, how does your business actually work? How do the financials work? How do we engage with our customers? What are the processes involved? And quite often managers will say, well, I only know what I do and what my team does. I don't actually really know what happens elsewhere. And of course, working for some of us in the hybrid world, where we're more remote than we used to be, we're having less of these good conversations. So totally understand how the business works. Go and knock on your finance director's door and say, look, can you just explain how all the financials work? Is there any other people that you need to go and knock on their doors to understand how it works? You need to create time, and it should be in your plans of your development to go to other areas of the business to understand how it all works, because that'll enable you and your team to provide better support services, to understand the needs of the business. For you to think, there's a gap there, or there's an opportunity there, how I can develop myself and my team to grow so we can make a bigger impact on the business. So totally understand how your business works. Also, if you're not particularly client facing, get the opportunity to go and talk to some of your clients. And not just on a Teams call, on a Zoom call, physically go and see them if it's practical. You'll learn so much more. Understand how the market works, understand how your suppliers work. It'll just give you more ideas and a better understanding of the skills that you're going to need for the future to develop your management and your leadership potential. Tip number 4 to be a great manager, or to improve your management and leadership skills, and that is, which I think is absolutely essential, go and knock on your HR manager's door, your training manager's door, and say, get me on a coaching program. Learn how to coach. It's absolutely essential, and to develop those coaching skills and have a management style which is that of a coach, as of a facilitator. Be a great coach and listen to people. Learn these skills of not just listening, but understanding, asking great questions, and also getting people to work things out for themselves. By having great conversations with them, you'll find other conversations will be a lot easier about their careers, about their performance, about their development, how they see things. And also, going back to point number 1, in giving you feedback. So gaining great coaching skills, because quite often as managers we end up doing too much. And what you need to do is to build awareness and responsibility in your people. They will thank you for it. Stop spoon feeding them, start coaching them, start developing them. And when you are having these coaching conversations and perhaps getting people to work things out for yourself, and sometimes giving them a bit of advice, it's a good time to go and look in the mirror and go, cool, you were good with that conversation today, David, with your team member, perhaps about a difficult situation. And then you need to go and look in the mirror and say, you're following your own advice, David. And that is a really good way of constantly developing ourselves. So to develop your skills in being a much better manager and a leader, create time to reflect. That's number 1. And don't forget all that really important feedback. Number 2, get a mentor and develop your inner network to get advice and support. Number 3, totally understand how your business works, especially the financials and your working marketplace, your clients. And the 4th thing that really will make a huge impact is get good coaching skills, so you can develop your people to get them to take more responsibility and to improve their self-awareness. So there's 4 real key areas that you can work on. Need any help? Please obviously get in contact. More than happy to have a conversation with you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.